Hi, I'm Al Berg, Head of Security and Risk Management for Liquidnet, and a proud premium member of the New York Metro InfraGard Members Alliance, and this is the Hack Report. Back in March of 2010, Massachusetts' new data protection law, the catchily named 201 CMR 17.00, went into effect. Aimed at shielding Massachusetts citizens' personal information from falling into the wrong hands, the law requires any business which collects and stores personal information of Bay Staters to encrypt all that data while it's at rest or while it's being transmitted, as well as to have a written information security policy and employee security awareness training. This week, we saw the first fine levied under the Massachusetts law. According to a press release from the State Attorney General's office, the Breyer Group, which operates a number of restaurants and bars, failed to protect the systems that they use for processing credit and debit card transactions. As a result, someone was able to install malware on the system in April of 2009, and thus gain access to customers' financial information. It took Breyer until December 2009 to detect that their systems had been compromised and remove the malicious software. The Attorney General alleges that Breyer didn't even bother to change the employee login information after they knew about the hack. As a result, Breyer's being fined a hefty $110,000. I, for one, am glad to see government taking meaningful action against a company which played fast and loose with its customers' financial data. This action sends a very clear message that companies have to take reasonable precautions to ensure that their computer systems are secured against intrusion. After all, we do require companies which operate motor vehicles and other machinery to maintain their trucks and tools so that they don't pose a safety hazard to their employees or the public. It's not unreasonable for the government to extend these protections to cybersecurity as well. While many companies, especially small businesses, will worry that making cybersecurity a legal requirement will be a costly and an undue burden, I think it's possible to balance the needs of businesses with those of consumers. CMR 201 takes a risk-based approach, which means that the size, scope, and complexity of the business, as well as the type and amount of employee and consumer information stored, are taken into account when determining what security measures are appropriate. Obviously, the requirements for a 5-person company which does not store customer financial information in its systems are going to be much different from those for, say, a national retailer. As more cases are brought under Massachusetts law, precedent will be set to guide companies as to what measures are reasonable for what size businesses. I'm a big fan of this law, and I think it should be rolled out nationally. Business owners have been able to pass liability for cybercrime losses on to financial institutions for far too long. It's time for organizations all along the business chain to take responsibility for protecting customer and employee information. Only when they have skin in the game will businesses have the incentive to take basic security measures seriously. The effects of cybercrime go far beyond the financial losses absorbed by financial institutions. First of all, these costs are going to be recovered in the form of higher fees to businesses and higher prices to consumers. Secondly, having your identity stolen is a time-consuming and traumatizing experience. I've spoken to people who suffered ruined credit, had to postpone buying a home, and had to spend hundreds of hours as a result of their personal information being stolen. The businesses which didn't properly secure their data should be forced to share in that pain. Legal protection for customers is long overdue.